What's up, Dice Crew? Now, by now, I'm sure everybody been catching everything that got to do with P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, whatever you refer to him as. You know, it's a lot of stuff going on. And now we got Math Hoffa pretty much weighing in on that topic. And the title had reads, "It seems like someone with a lot of power has it out for Puff Daddy." So, you know, with a title like that, it definitely kind of draw me into it, and I felt like that was interesting. So I'm going to tune in with the Dice Crew. I'm going to keep it a Benji for y'all doing a reaction. Y'all keep it a Benji for me in the comments. Let's rock.
Let's get into it. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, but you know where we're starting. Take that. As we speak, as you're drinking your caramel macchiato.
It's not a macchiato, but
or whatever the hell you're drinking. Diddy is sitting in a jail cell.
Yeah.
Apparently not eating. That's what they're saying.
That he's not eating.
He's not eating. They're not.
Now, let me explain this, right? Because I'm sure it's probably all kind of different viewing points on that situation. But you got to know this. When a person like Diddy, who's been successful for majority of his life, you know, been having his way in life for so long. I mean, if you want this car, he can get it. If you want this property, he can get it. You know, if you want a pair of shoes, chain, watch, diamonds, whatever, he can do it. You know, he's definitely a successful individual financially, right? So also, you taking that away from him. So he's sitting in a place that's like everything is out of his control. The meals is like forced. He don't got no option or no choice. And he's in a situation that's definitely new to him. And he's also probably just, you know, he got to get used to that. I would hope that he would get used to that and he just don't, you know, go off to the deep end and start trying to cause harm to himself. But at this moment, he probably, you know, the type of food and stuff Diddy been having all his life, man, just looking at some of them foods is like, it's not appealing to him. And then when you going through certain stuff in life, you don't got no appetite. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like he just ain't got no appetite. He going through all this stuff. Give him a week or two, you know, maybe, you know, I think he'll get it. He, you know, probably have some conversations with certain people and he'll probably be in better spirits, you know? But let's continue.
Or why, I don't know whether he's stressed out or maybe the food is moldy. I guess like the way it's laid out where he is, which is like in isolation, by the time the food gets to that section, it's sort of like the last of the food. You see, so he's not getting like the new food, he's getting kind of the old food at the end. They're saying a lot of times it's moldy and cold and just not used to the 5-star restaurants he's usually, you know, used to.
I mean, if I was him, I wouldn't eat shit either, bro.
Yeah, but you'll die. That's what happens if you don't eat.
Yeah, but, you know, you might die either way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you will probably have more of a chance of surviving if you actually eat.
You know, I think Math Hoffa is pretty much hitting at people might have so much dislike for Diddy to where they might, you know, tamper with his food. Let's continue in here.
Listen, I've been locked up in those jail cells, you know, in Brooklyn out there. I feel them.
Yeah, but
It
somebody
sucks.
with extreme power does not have a hard on for your destruction right now. And it seems like someone with a lot of power has a hard on for this nigga's destruction. So I wouldn't trust it either. I wouldn't trust it either, man.
And you know, I get what Math Hoffa is saying because it been other individuals who been pretty much opinionating in the form of they will be like they will not be surprised if something terribly bad happened to Diddy, in the form of somebody don't really want Diddy to be able to expose or disclose or speak about certain things that they probably feel like he should not be speaking on or exposing, right? So maybe that's one of his worries at this moment.
We would like to say, you know, when you go to the courts and they have the blind justice on there, the statue.
Yeah.
She's got the scales and she doesn't know which way they're going to go because she's blind. She's only looking for the truth. That is not how the legal system works.
No, it's definitely not.
It's definitely not. And law enforcement, especially when it comes to high-profile people, has always been reactionary, not proactionary. Meaning, if you're all over the media for a bunch of alleged crimes and people are filing lawsuits and alleging this and alleging all these crimes and abuse and trafficking, and there's documentaries being made about you, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to catch a case.
So basically, we're saying there is a witch hunt formula.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, always
that
has been.
People can stir it up,
Yes.
and by the time that brew is finished, so are you, basically.
Well, I'll say this. I would say with confidence
Right.
that if Cassie lawsuit wasn't filed and we got to see all those details, if he had settled that lawsuit and it was never publicly filed where we could see the entire write-up.
No, he settled it.
No. He settled it after she filed. That's why
So
we
you're
got to
saying
see.
it was private before.
Well, yeah. She was approached. Oh, sorry.
Be careful on this.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. I know exactly how this works. Her lawyers approached him and said, "We're going to file, or we're going to write a book. Pay us off, and we won't file."
Right.
They couldn't come up with a number, or maybe he just said, "I'm not doing it." Period. So then she filed, and then he settled. But he settled after the lawsuit was actually submitted to the courts, which is why we can look at the lawsuit. So, for example, if you look at my Roger Bonds interview, I go down the lawsuit page by page.
Right. Wow.
And we talk about every incident. A lot of those incidents, he was either there or he knew about it.
Right.
But the lawsuit, that's when you find out about the Kid Cudi, car getting blown up. That's when you find out about all the beatings. That's when you find out about all the drugs and the freak offs and everything else like that.
Right.
Okay, now, I'm not trying to go down the path of trying to teach someone how to get out of certain situations or whatever the case may be. But from what I gather from what Vlad just broke down is that Diddy and his team pretty much made a poor decision because they should have came to an agreement while the situation was private, and they should have came out with some type of contract to where after we do this settlement, these things cannot potentially be brought back up in the future. So I don't know what Diddy was thinking. I don't know what people in his team was thinking about. But if and I'm not saying that Diddy was guilty for everything or anything that people are saying that he's guilty for. I don't have no knowledge of any of it. The only thing that I can really opinionate on was what took place with Cassie in the hallway, because that was, publicized and put out there. So I'm familiar with that. Now, I totally don't agree with that. Diddy came out and he said himself that he was not in agreement of his behavior, and he's not making no excuses. And he know that was terribly wrong. And I know that was terribly wrong. And that's something that I can't say he was wrong for. But all these other things they saying he's a part of, I don't know. I'm not directly involved in none of them situations. I ain't at none of them parties. Was never at none of them parties. Ain't been in none of them rooms, whatever the case may be. But if Diddy had any slight of a thought process, had any thought that he felt like it was a slight chance that he knows that he done things that was certain wrongs, whatever, with Cassie, then he definitely should have jumped on that situation before it got filed in court.
I never heard the term freak off until that lawsuit got filed.
Really?
Not with him.
Oh.
Specifically. I've
you
heard
heard
in
freak
general
off.
freak
Right.
off, but now he is the king of freak offs.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's the king. There's still a guy that hung himself that probably holds that title, bro.
Oh, Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're saying that Diddy's on suicide watch. His lawyer's saying that's not true. But I think that anyone that's that high profile, that rich, after Epstein killed himself and no one knew what happened,
Right.
I think everyone's just automatically on suicide watch.
And I think that certain people got this viewing of Diddy But, you know, I have been kind of informed that Puffy ain't just a total type of buster. Like, he might do certain things that we wouldn't participate in or in agreement with, but, you know, I have had certain information brought to my attention that Diddy ain't just like no pushover type of guy. And you know, that's how a lot of people are, man. Like, you know, you come from these certain environments. You know, Diddy is from Harlem. A lot of dudes from Harlem, you know, they stand up dudes, or at least they get busy. You know, they stand on stuff. I don't think Diddy is just a total chump. And again, he probably just do what he do. Personally, what he like to do, I'm not into whatever he's always into personally. You know, I don't know whatever he got going on, whatever, certain ways he carry himself, certain things, whatever, that's his personal choice. But far as just him being just some type of just super coward, I don't think that's the case. I think, you know, if he put his chest up and he stand on something like a man and he used his brain, I think he could definitely survive in behind the walls in a better way, you know, as opposed to what he's doing right now. Right now, you know, it's new to him and whatever the case may be. But once he get the hand of things and he stumble across certain individuals who possibly, you know, not anti him, I'm sure a lot of things can work out for him. Plus, I'm sure he still got some level of influence that people probably care about. And I'm sure he got some level of finance that some people look at it like, hey, you know, ain't no telling what kind of resources he can do on behalf of him. I mean, it's just so many things that can possibly happen. But I don't think Diddy gonna just be somebody running around there and become somebody's girlfriend. That's just my opinion. You know, anything can happen to people though. You know, who knows? We gonna see in the future. But I'm finna do a big video. I mean, it's gonna be big to me about Diddy. I'm just gonna cover some things and speak on certain things that people ain't really highlighting. So, you know, it kind of go down the path going hand in hand with what Math Hoffa is kind of saying. And I'm gonna just put that out soon. So y'all be looking out for that and let me know what y'all feel about it. Keep it a Benji for me and give me the feedback. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video. Shout out to the Dice crew. I'm out.